Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Let's sit. You sit for a sec. Take a deep breath. That's yours. Hold that. Shabbat Shalom. We are very glad that you're here. This is a wonderful celebration time. It is something that happens often, but the way we're doing it today is different than we normally do it for a number of reasons. And the most important reason is Daisy. I don't think that it would be a surprise if I say that every bar bat mitzvah student presents a different kind of opportunity and challenge. You watch someone who goes from 12 years old turn into an adult. And that happens every single time, and it amazes me. And Daisy was a wonderful student for me to work with because she provided an interesting kind of challenge. And I'll explain what I mean by challenge. Everybody here who knows Daisy knows that she knows what she likes and she knows what she doesn't like. I think most of the time I got to hear what she doesn't like for this year until the very end. And in the very end, things started to blossom in incredible ways that I was humbled and proud to work with her on these things. So what you will be experiencing here is, and I have to tell you, I have been helping with bar and bat mitzvah. You know, I've been in Shreveport for 22 years, and I have been helping to train bar and bat mitzvah since for a really long time, since Max was 2. Max is 23 now. So that gives you an idea. And I don't think anyone has ever done a bar bat mitzvah like what we're doing today. Everybody's is a little bit unique, but this one is very unique. Because Daisy said that one of the things she's not sure she believes in, actually she said it more strongly than that, right? You don't want me to say this? She didn't like the kind of things that we said in the prayer book. It didn't make her feel comfortable. She knew that what she was training for was an opportunity to lead the congregation in worship. But if she didn't like the way the words were being presented, she felt uncomfortable leading it. And I told her she was right, that she shouldn't have to lead the congregation in an experience that wasn't comfortable for her. And so many things happened along the way, and we finally came up with something that I am proud to present for her, because this is a creative service that came from Daisy and her family, mostly Daisy. And the part that excited me the most was towards the very end when I said, but how do you tell the way you see the world? Because you see the world in such an incredibly awesome and wonderful way, but how can you tell them how you see the world? That's what we want to do. I want you to lead these people in a spiritual experience about how you see the world. And she said, she likes to take pictures. She feels that she's a photographer. She likes to see how she works with the camera. So most of the pictures in here are Daisy's pictures. And we built a worship service around Daisy and how she sees the world, mostly through the pictures. You know that a prayer book is called a siddur, which means order. You've heard of the Passover Seder. So a Seder follows an order. The prayer book follows an order. And so this order is the same order as any other service. Our congregation doesn't typically have a Saturday evening service, but it is the traditional Saturday evening service that we're doing here. We modified the words a little bit in English because it reflected more what Daisy and Daisy's family felt. So I'm proud of this experience, and I hope that you will be also. You may or may not be able to guess which of the few photos in here are not Daisy's, but we can let you know it's not a secret as we go through. But Daisy will be leading you in this worship experience, and we hope that you find not only that you would be inspired the way we were when we worked on it, we hope that you feel that B'nai Zion is a house of worship where you feel comfortable. We hope that you find that everything that we say today is something that you feel you can say amen to, or amen if you want, whatever you want. It follows a specific order. You will notice if you open up here to the Winnie the Pooh page, for example, if it says something in Hebrew, which it doesn't have a lot of, but if it says something in Hebrew, there will be a transliteration, which means looks like English, sounds like Hebrew. You're always welcome to try to say the Hebrew with us. Most of that will be sung and led by Daisy. We will normally, if it's something that we say in Hebrew, we don't normally also say it in English, and vice versa. even if you see them both. And the other thing is, I think that they've been handing out the candy. That's not a snack that you're not supposed to eat during services. We would wish you not be eating in the sanctuary. It's a brand new sanctuary. But it's because at some point in the middle of the service, when Daisy will have finished the difficult parts of the service, we're going to ask that you show her that you think that her learning is sweet by gently tossing at Daisy the candy that you have. Daisy asked us to try to find, are they passing it out now? I thought you were passing it out now. We're passing it out now. So the candy is being passed out now. As I said, it's not for you to eat. Once it's been tossed gently at Daisy, and I have to tell you a couple of important things. This is new for us in this sanctuary. We never used to have glass door before, so please don't toss it so that it hits the door and breaks the glass. We did a lot of role play about what would happen if. We also have these beautiful lights that look like bowls, but they're not candy dishes, so try not to get the candy in the candy dish bowl lights. That would be bad. Just gently toss it, Daisy. And I will show you in the service when it's time for you to toss it, because you'll notice that the Torah scroll, which contains God's word in it, will be out. I will take the Torah away before you'll be able to toss the candy at Daisy. And I will tell you when to stop, and I need you to stop at that point. There are other things that we're going to do during this service that we don't normally do, and as we get to them, I'll explain some of them. But most of this is Daisy leading the service. And so I'm going to let Daisy, you almost ready? Lead the service. So we begin our worship service on page 2, and Daisy will help lead.
Sometimes if you stand on the bottom rail of a bridge and lean over to watch the river slipping slowly away beneath you, you will suddenly know everything there is to be known. If ever there is tomorrow, when we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But most important thing is, if even we're apart, I'll always be with you.
Please rise.
Baruch et Adonai hamnevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. We call Allison and Jerry up, please. Or Allison or Jerry, or either or both.
The awe of evening, the connection to nature.
And all you have to do is the paragraph.
Okay.
You may be seated. I'm going to let you sit for this part. Sorry. It says be seated on the next page, but I'm going to let you sit early.
Some people think that the dark is scary, but I like being in the dark. I feel like my connection to nature connects me to my history too. When I'm on horseback or gardening or watching the birds at the beach or in the mountains, I like to think about the people who did the same before me, what their lives were like and how different they were from mine, but how amazing that they surely had the same feelings that I do about nature.
In each age, we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment, we are addressed by the world. In each age, we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment, we stand face to face with truth. In each age, we add up our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder. In each age, the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on the foundation of truth.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. We read together at the top of page 4. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when, to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, Then the goodness enters our lives, and we can begin to change the world. And then it lives in our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold the truth.
We value our freedom in the United States. We are the land of the free. We can express our own opinions. Each individual can be different.
We have accomplished so many things through the millennia. We have been to so many places. It is hard to believe we were once slaves for hundreds of years. We remember, never to forget. Our memory of slavery drives us to cherish freedom and to help others who might be experiencing the shackles of poverty, inequity, and oppression. We treasure being in a democratic society, in a land of the free, where we can express our opinions, where we can be different.
I like the dark because it's a quiet time. I like time to reflect and appreciate time with my own thoughts. Others might find the darkness intimidating, but the night is incredibly comforting for me.
Keep Shabbat. Enjoy challah and good food. Remember that resting is good. Rejuvenate and sleep in. Shabbat is a time to reconnect with what's important. Family, friends, the earth, food, music, the things that inspire us versus the hustle and bustle of work or school and our digital lives. Please rise for the Amidah, which begins in the middle of page 5. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah ve'Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'koneh HaKol Ve'zocher Hasdei Avot V'imahot U'mevi Geula Livnei V'nehem L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Please be seated. We read together. The connections to the past generations are one of the things we hold most dear. We know that we wouldn't be who we are or have gained the things or lessons we have without the generations that have come before us. Whether we have known these ancestors, have heard of their stories, or if they've remained unknown, they have all had an influence on us and helped create our path of success and learning for our families and ourselves.
Strength can be gained by working out, our bodies, our minds. We hope that we acquire ways to find the strength, to live a worthy life of all the gifts in our life, and to find the inspiration to work for peace and to work for a good in the world.
Each week, may these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Lawson and Becky, would you please help us?
We pray for the whole house of Israel, scattered over the earth, yet bound together by a common history and united by a common heritage of faith and hope.
We pray for all of the people of the world, individually journeying, yet dependent on each other.
I give thanks for horses, cats, food, water, and shelter.
We give thanks for the good in us, which calls us to a better life.
I offer praise for the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands.
We are grateful for the desire in us which leads us to work for peace.
We are eternally grateful for life in nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow.
Would Brennan and Helena please come? By the way, the people we're asking to come up are not like random, all of a sudden we're going to pick on you. Come on down. These are people that, from the family that Daisy has chosen to honor and help us with this service. You're pretty safe.
We are thankful for our gift of hope, our strength in times of trouble. Beyond the injustice of our time, its cruelty and its wars, we look forward to a world at peace, when men and women deal kindly with each other and no one is afraid. Every bad deed delays its coming. Every good one brings it near.
May our lives be your witness so that future generations bless us. May the time come, as the prophet taught, when the sun of righteousness will rise with healing on its wings. Help us pray for it, wait for it, work for it, and be worthy of it.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Ki atahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. Up until now, the words that you have been praying with us have been words that we have put in your mouths. This is our favorite time of the service. It's the time when you get to pray silently the words that are in your hearts. Take a moment for silent prayer. You may choose your own words or the words that we have in the middle of page 8. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. At this point in our service, our hearts turn to those who are ill or recuperating. We think about those people and we pray together. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. And it has become our tradition to add, Misheberach avotenu ve'imotenu. May the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they have been called to serve. May they return home safely, and let us say, we now are about to begin the Torah service, so you're still holding the candy, right? Okay, so there are a few things that you got when you walked in. One was the service that you're using. You figured out what to do with that. Another is the candy that they handed out to you, and we're getting closer to that. When Daisy finishes her speech, you'll get to gently toss it to her. And the other thing, the little packet that we gave you with the little sacket that's these lovely things, that's at the end of the service. So hold on to those, stick that someplace safe. The Torah service in some ways is the very most important part of a service, in many ways. The Torah, when we say Torah, it refers to a few different things. It can refer to the 5 books of Moses. It can refer to the scrolls that the Torah is written on. And if you've never seen a Torah, you know that it's been handwritten. It usually takes a scribe a year to do it. As you walk down to Lefkowitz Hall for the party afterwards, on your right, you will see a scroll and what it looks like, the handwritten thing. You'll notice that the Hebrew that you see in the service has vowels and punctuation. If you didn't notice, because you don't know Hebrew, look, for example, at the top of page 8. There's Hebrew, there's commas, there's periods, and the little dots and dashes and things underneath the letters and on top of the letters, those are vowels. The Torah has the consonants, but none of the rest of it. There's no punctuation. And in fact, Daisy was very brave. When you get to page 11, you will see you have an actual picture of what the Torah is, what the section is she's going to be reading, what it looks like, and you can see no punctuation, nothing that helps. And when a child turns 13, they become a bar bat mitzvah, which means a child of the commandments, someone who is now obligated to the commandments, whether they choose to conduct the service or not. Being called to the Torah, though, is the most important moment of the service. One of the most important things that you can do as an adult Jew is to be given the honor of blessing the Torah. Most Jews don't know how to read from the Torah, even if they do get called up to bless the Torah. And it's an amazing accomplishment that not only Daisy came up with this service, is able to do the Hebrew, but she's also able to read the service, read the Hebrew in this also. So that's impressive too. One of the things that we do about Torah, though, is that when the ark is open, there are Torah scrolls in this ark, in this beautiful new ark with the tree of life. The Torah is a tree of life for us. And for those of you, it's the first time coming to the new thing, new sanctuary, I want you to see it says, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, for out of Zion goes forth the Torah, because we're the children of Zion, we're B'nai Zion. When we open the ark, the tradition is that we rise. We are not honoring the Torah per se, but the words that are in it. And you will see that some people will honor the Torah not just by standing when it's here, but never turning your back to the Torah, which is why you'll see that there's bells on the Torah, so you can always hear where the Torah is, even if you can't see it. If you're too short and the Torah is coming around, there's somebody tall standing in front of you, because there are a lot of tall people here, I see. So if somebody's blocking your view, you will always be able to see where the Torah is or hear where the Torah is. But we will bring the Torah down to you, because the words in here are not something that are so far away and fancy that we are too small and insignificant to have access to them. They're our words. So we will march the Torah through, and when we do, you'll see that some people have a tradition of taking their hands or the prayer book and touching the Torah and kissing it to show that we care about the words that are in there. You are not obligated to do that. But you'll see that there are a lot of people in this room, and we are going to, I'm letting you know now, the path we're going to take is up this way and then down this way. We're not going to get to the walls this time. So if you happen to be on that side, you can try to smush and get over to the center, but it probably won't work. So we have, Daisy, I need you to stand up for a second. We have what we like to call the Torah kiss electricity. So if I touch the Torah, pretend this is a Torah, and I touch the Torah and kiss, hold out your prayer book, we can touch that, now you can kiss that, and you just got Torah kiss electricity, and you can pass that down to all the way to the end. And it's important that you do for anybody who wants to. No one is obligated to do that. So, we ready? Okay, she's ready. So we begin the Torah service, which begins on page 9. I need to ask Sandy and Jeffrey to please come up and help us in a moment. I'm going to read first. I'll show you where you come up. You can sit down for another second. Assembled at a mountain, our people, still bent from oppression, received the Torah, guidance about truth and righteousness, and embraced the destiny that has shaped worlds. Help us still to shape the world according to these ways. Help us to teach and to learn, to hear these words anew, and to find in the Torah our path to goodness and truth. We continue at the top of page 10. Happy is the one who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding, for its fruits are better than silver, its yield than fine gold. It is more precious than rubies. No treasure can match it. When the ark is open, please rise. It's you. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it. When we go down, here, close the door. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. You should have the song by now. You should help me. It's in English. We did this on purpose so that you could sing it. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Kimberly, shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it. All its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it. You're supposed to come up and not kiss. You're supposed to help. Happy. Give this to her. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. One more time, louder, everybody. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it. All its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it. And all its supporters are happy. Put that one over there. Shalom, shalom. You can sit down. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Thank you. You can sit down. Take this with you. Somebody's going to need this. That's a big room. The Torah portion today is a long portion. It's called Shoftim, which means judges. It tells us all about justice in many, many different ways. In our congregation, the bar bat mitzvah student gets to choose which section they would like to read. And the truth is that Daisy picked a bunch of different sections. But in the end, this is the one that she chose. And she's going to tell you about it later. So I'm going to say, Ta'amod, Shalom bat David vaya'el bat mitzvah. And you're going to open and kiss. Oops. Crash. Find your first word.
Baruch Adonai Hamnevarach.
Baruch Adonai hamavarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai Elohim. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Baruch Adonai Hamivarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol hahamim v'natan lanu et Torah eto. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
One of the problems of having a creative service means that every time we printed it, the pages changed different places. So, stay. You ready?
You hold this one.
I got this one.
Okay. Sof team visotrim tatin laha b'chol she'areha asher Adonai Elohecha noten laha lishvateha vishaftu et ha'am mishpat sedek el lo hata Lo tatim mishpat, lo takir panim, v'lo tika sohad, ki hasohad, yaver ene ha'amim. Visalef divrei sadikim. Sadik, sadik tirdov, lama'an tahiyeh, virashta et haaretz, asher Adonai Elohecha, noten lach.
Kiss that last word. There you go. Close up. It's really good.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayeh olam nata b'tzahenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. We need Tobias, please, and Randolph and Tina, if you could make your way up here too. Tobias is going to lift the Torah, and when he does, we ask that everybody please rise. And if he drops it, we all have to fast for 40 days, no pressure or anything. Open up a little more. Okay, good.
No,
You got it? Yeah, it's hard. Vizot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei v'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. You got it. All right, see, he's good at this. Come on, you get to dress. Daisy, you go back and you may be seated. Daisy's now going to read the English part of the Torah. Hang on. Wait. Sorry. In the book.
Judges and officers shall you appoint all your gates, which Eternal your God gives you, throughout tribes, and they shall govern the people with due justice. You shall not judge unfairly. You shall show no partiality. You shall take no bribes. For a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and upsets the plea of the just. Justice shall you pursue, that you may thrive and inherit the land which the Eternal God gives you.
Almost ready. Go ahead and take this. Get that last one. You ready? You got it? I need this.
Okay. I see injustice in my world when I consider kids who
Wait,
don't.
excuse me. You're going to have to slow down because they have to understand you. This is what Daisy wants to tell you about her Torah portion. Listen carefully because it's brilliant. And slow down. My fault. Almost got it. Okay, now you can go on, Daisy. We're done making a noise here.
I see injustice and.
No, we're not. Thank you.
I see injustice in my world when I consider kids who don't have the opportunities to succeed that I and most of my friends have. In my opinion, for justice to be served truly, we as a society need to work so that all kids have a healthy start. For example, my parents always make sure I go to bed on time and get a full 8 to 9 hours of sleep. When I wake up, there's a good breakfast waiting for me. I usually get to school on time in my warm clothes so I can get organized and be comfortable. It's all set up for me to succeed and have a good day. There are so many kids out there who go to bed on empty stomachs and to school tired from not enough sleep, in clothes that don't fit, or without coats to keep them warm. They may not have parents who are able to make sure they do their homework and study. The injustice is that we're all ultimately compared to one another academically at school. Even our behavior is compared. The kids with less still have to do just as well as I do to succeed on standardized tests and college applications. I don't think those kids should be given easier tests. That wouldn't be just either. I believe they should have the same healthy start as I do. It's idealistic, I know, but in my opinion, in a just world where we can truly be judged fairly, all kids should get a healthy start. My Torah portion says, justice shall you pursue. It's trying to emphasize that we should live just lives and pursue justice. There are so many ways to do that. One might be to help kids with less, so that when we're judged, it's more fair. And so that we all have a more equal opportunity to succeed. For my Mitzvah project, I used some of the generous gifts I've been given to buy school supplies for kids who need them. It's a small effort, but I think if we all do a little something to help kids in need, it would make a big difference in the future. You may be thinking, you can buy school supplies, but what about the things you can't buy for them, like feeling safe and loved? Kids need those things to succeed in school and life. And solving those problems will take an even bigger effort. I guess it's obvious that creating a perfectly just world is not an easy task, but it's certainly something we can aspire to do and pursue, just like the Torah commands. Okay, I just wanted to thank everyone that came for coming, and I'm so happy that all my friends, my horseback riding friends, and my school friends, and family friends, and just everyone for coming. Okay. Wait. What was I gonna read first?
You go ahead.
Okay. Ron and Diana,
Where are they?
thank you so much for coming. I love being with you. I love you and I love being with you. I know how much you care about me and everything I do. You are some of the sweetest grandparents, and I'm so glad you're here to share this weekend with me. Brennan, Helena, Trinity, Emery, Presley, and Avery.
Hudson wants to know when it's his turn. Soon,
You
Hudson.
drove a long way to spend this special weekend with me and my family. I appreciate it so much. I wish we lived closer so I could spend more time with you, because it's always so wonderful when we're together. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys so much. Allison, Riley, and James, you drove a long way also. I'm so glad you came. I love spending Thanksgiving at the farm. It's my favorite holiday when we're all together. I hope I can be with you guys in Crested Butte next year. I love you and I thank you for being here. Lawson, Becky, Jemiah, and Mason, you also drove in from Dallas. Thank you so much for being here. It means so much for me to have you here. Mason and Jemiah, I love when you guys come to visit. I love you guys so much. Kimberly, Razzie, and Alex. Oh, there. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. You guys are next. Okay. Dee Dee and Jeffrey. It's so wonderful to live here in Shreveport with you guys. Jeffrey, I love it when I get to go to the horse races with you. And Dee Dee, I love hanging out with you. Thank you for caring about the things that are important to me. I love you guys so much. Okay, now, Kimberly, Razzie, and Alex. I love you so much, and thank you for coming all the way from Colorado to spend this special time with me. I love to visit you in Aspen, but I also really like it when you guys come to Shreveport. I love hanging out with you guys. Razzie, you're awesome and you're always fun to have around. And Alex, you're always hilarious. I wish Sophie and Brad were here, and I love them as well so much. Randolph, Tina, and Hudson. Sorry. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I love that you live right around the corner so I can watch Hudson grow up. I love you guys. Tobias, thank you for being my favorite brother. And even though we don't always get along, whenever we do, we always have fun. Mom, thank you so much for being the best mom in the world. I couldn't do anything to thank you. You're always saying how we don't thank you enough, and the reason is we can't thank you enough. You always drive me to the barn, make sure I leave school with everything I leave for school with everything I need, and get my homework done. I love you so much, and I thank you so much for being the best mom ever. Dad, I love getting to listen to music with you, and I love it whenever you get to come to my horse shows and stuff like that. I love going to your office and hanging out, and you're just a great dad overall. Thank you so much for everything you do. I love you guys so much. Okay, Rabbi. Okay. I know I have not been a very easy person to teach, but I thank you for tolerating me even when I'm having an interesting day. Thank you so much. I couldn't thank you more for helping me create this amazing service. Okay. Thank you.
And she's afraid to say that she's done, because when she's done, I get to sneak over here and take the Torah scroll and get ready, because now you can gently toss at her. It's down to 68.
Okay. You guys can come up.
Now, you can stop because the Torah's back. I need anyone here under the age of 13 or anyone who's really hungry to come up and clean all this up, please. Take it away. Faster, faster. Clean, clean, clean. Nice. No wrappers are allowed to be left in this room. No wrappers are allowed to be left in the room. Share it with other people. Pretend you didn't eat it in the sanctuary. I won't tell. Does everybody have some? Yeah, there's. Remember the messages you stuck in the wall? They're still there. Oh, look, there's another. Whoops, you stepping on one? Smoosh. Thank you. All right. We clean? Boy, that was fast. Let's see. Smoosh. This is mine. Okay, so you have to keep going. You ready? We are going to continue the service on page 13. We're going to return the Torah to the ark. Please rise as the ark is open. We will read this responsively, please. There you go. Stay. Yes. Good. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. Its highest teaching is love and kindness. That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Honoring one another, doing acts of kindness, and making peace. These are our highest duties. Let us learn in order to teach. Okay, you know this one. Part of the reason why we sing this song is because her name in Hebrew is Shalom, and you know this. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all its supporters are happy. You may be seated. Oh, you can't sit down. She wants to know if she can sit down. Of course not. She thinks she's ready, but she's not ready. You stand here now and you look pretty because you're essentially done, but no, you don't do any more of the service. But this is what happens next. We are very proud of her, and she's part of a very big, important community here. B'nai Zion is a community and a family, and we are going to call up Harriet Glazer, representing the sisterhood, who is going to give you a present because you've earned this. And yes, the air conditioning is on. Anybody want to make a donation to give us a new air conditioner? We're really happy for. I can't ask you for that on Shabbat, but we're set for 68.
I'm so glad.
And it's not 68. Whoa, whoa, you got to talk into the microphone. We can't hear you at all.
Okay, no, you weren't supposed to hear
Yeah,
that.
we didn't hear that part.
No.
hear you here.
Okay. It's my pleasure to bring you the congratulations and many best wishes from all the women of B'nai Zion Sisterhood, our women's organization. And I do have a gift for you from us, and it is tied with a blue ribbon, which is pretty appropriate. But first, before I give it to you, I have to ask you some questions. Okay. In your horse riding competitions, do you jump hurdles?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what it is, right? I don't know much. Okay, and so it seems to me it would take a lot of practice and patience and focus on your part to do this. Is that right? Okay. Sounds kind of like preparing for a bat mitzvah to me. And so I think you would agree, as we all would, that in preparing and doing everything you've done tonight, that you have jumped hurdles of a different kind. Do you agree? Yes, and with a trainer who is extra special, who we call Rabbi Chana. Anyway, we from Sisterhood congratulate you and want to give you this gift. It's a set of Shabbat candle holders that we hope you will use now, starting now in your home, and forever to remind you of this special time in your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mazel tov.
We would now like to call Joe Batt, who is the president of the Brotherhood. This is the easy part. It's kind of cool. Get presents and stuff.
Time to breathe deep.
Yeah.
Yep. Congratulations, Mazel Tov, on this accomplishment. Welcome everybody to the congregation. I know I got a chance to greet a lot of y'all at the front of the door, but one of the privileges I get is kind of being president of Brotherhood for Life is I got to present Tobias with his prayer book a few years ago at his bar mitzvah, and now I'm getting to do Daisy, and our families are friends, and it's just a wonderful event that we can get everybody here. And I keep saying with these prayer books, it's a tie back to this congregation. And no matter where you're at, what you're doing, you have an anchor that you can always pull something out and remember this event and this day and be grounded with it. So once again, Mazel Tov and congratulations.
We now call upon the president of our congregation, Dr. Donald Posner, for another presentation for you.
Mazel tov, Daisy. Very nice, very nice. We really enjoyed the services. In fact, I want to read a little bit from the service. It says that we all read, the connections to the past generations are one of the things we hold most dear. But it's my pleasure and honor to come up here. I think that these future generations are what we also hold very dear. It's nice to see these young people prepare. You have no idea how hard, long she's worked to get ready for today. And she certainly shined. We have a nice bat mitzvah certificate that says that today, Daisy Virginia Sam Callingbird was called to the Torah as a bat mitzvah. In becoming a bat mitzvah, Daisy has accepted the privileges and responsibilities of being a Jew. Lifelong Torah study and the keeping of mitzvah, Shabbat, holy day, and life cycle observances, participation in the life of the synagogue, the Jewish community in Israel, dedication to Kiyam Lam, the perfection of our world. It's an awesome responsibility, and I know she's going to do well. Congratulations.
My turn. Sit. No, you can't sit. I'm sorry. Daisy, come on up. It's my turn to say the things I have to say. I said you were a challenge. You didn't have to remind me again during the thing. It was a challenge. It was, but I really enjoyed working with you. I enjoyed getting to know you. And I think that part of your challenge is that I think that more than most students, you realized what it means to be part of the newest link in the Jewish adult chain in your family. When I was confirmed in New York, we had this tradition that every confirmation class would add a link to this long chain. And it was a physical way of seeing how connected we were to the past, that every year the chain would get longer. But Daisy, you and your family are part of a really long, strong chain, and it's hard to carry that chain around. Your family has contributed in ways that are significant. And every family contributes, and your family contributes in significant ways, and it goes back generations. And I hope that you get to hear all of the stories of the kinds of ways that your family have contributed to the things that you talked about in your Torah service today, in the lessons you learned. And that puts a pressure on you, and I can understand that. But you did an awesome job. Did you love these pictures? I mean, you can tell. I said, all right, so let's talk about how horses celebrate Shabbat. She took pictures of horses resting. And, you know, how does it feel to, well, one day maybe she'll tell you the stories of why we picked the pictures that she picked or why she chose them. But I was very proud and honored to be working with her. one of the sections in her Torah portion that she did not pick, and I was a little bit surprised about it. No, I'm not going to talk about the other ones. There was one about the dead body that no one wanted to claim. She wanted to do that part, and we didn't do that part. There were a whole bunch of other ones that we didn't do, but there was one in there, there was a section in there that she didn't pick. Because every once in a while, we would say, how important is it for you to be Jewish? And she would say, it's important to be good. And I'd say, yeah, but you can find that in Judaism, right? And then I said, well, how do you feel about horses? And she would go on passionately about how she felt about horses. Well, what does Judaism say about horses? And she says things like, nothing, I don't know. Well, in today's Torah portion, the portion you read, it mentions horses a few times. And you didn't catch that when we were studying the Torah portion. And it says that the king is not allowed to have too many horses. Now, you're not a king, and you're not a queen, and you're not even really a princess, but you are. I just came back from Disney World, and everybody was a princess. They kept trying to call me a princess, and that didn't happen very often. I wouldn't let them get away with it. But the king wasn't allowed to have too many horses. And why would they say something like that? What would be so bad about having lots of horses? Well, so apparently, Torah says that it's bad to have too many horses. Why? Because horses are special. And if you have too many, you don't get to give the kind of special attention you need to the ones that you have. And you know that because you love your horse. And you love what you do. And so I thought that that was an especially appropriate fact that this was in your Torah portion today. That you're not allowed to have too many horses because the one that you already have, the things that you already have are already special. And so I think sometimes in life you feel like you need to do it all. That you need to get it all and achieve it all and accomplish it all, but you don't. You have to do the ones that mean something to you. It's like what you were talking about in your speech about how making sure that people have enough to eat is more important than almost anything else. Making sure that the kids, like you just did, is making sure kids had school supplies on the first day of school. You gave kids an opportunity to succeed. That was awesome. It was awesome. I think that as you grow up, more and more, you'll find that those kinds of answers, the ones that you think aren't in Judaism, like horses, they're there. Just keep looking. I need to invite you for a moment to please, I'm going to open the ark for a moment. I have to ask you, please, when the ark is open, I ask you to please rise for a moment because I'm going to give her a special blessing in front of the Torah. Oh, wait, actually, yeah, I guess you get to go first. You could do that first. We're going to let Mom and Dad talk to you before I get to do this. That's a good idea. It doesn't matter who goes first, but it's a good idea. You go first. You go first.
We are building the plane as we fly it.
That's right. There you go. That's very true. It's creative service.
So I wanted to welcome everybody, and like Daisy said, just the fact that everyone's here and sharing this experience with us is incredibly special to us as a family. And God, I said I wasn't going to cry. Excuse me. Okay. So, what I wanted to do, and Daisy, I'm speaking to you, but I'm also speaking to everyone in this congregation, that one of the things that's very important, Daisy, in building the character, thank you, here we go. Open the waterworks. So in really sort of looking at how you got built as a person, Daisy, is looking at the foundation. And really what is so incredibly important and special is that the foundation sits right in front of you. These are the people, the friends and the family and the community that have built you into who you are now. And just to call out a few of them, Ron and Diana, of course, we don't see as much of you as we like, but when we see you, it's a wonderful experience, and you've been so wonderful to Daisy in particular, and we appreciate it. Mom and Dad, everything that you guys have done for us and for Daisy is so deeply appreciated. For us, there certainly was maybe a moment where when we were kind of wrestling with moving to Shreveport that I was maybe vacillating towards the darker side. It is really having you guys here that has made it sort of worthwhile, and we deeply appreciate it. And again, having you as part of Daisy's life has been very important. The aunts and uncles, and they are vast, especially when you look at like sort of Heidi's, 6 siblings, and my sister Kimberly and Randolph and the cousins, and five, not including Heidi, but looking at Lawson and Brennan and Connor, who wasn't able to come, and Allison and Lila, who also wasn't able to come. It's so incredibly important to have that, and Kimberly and Randolph in this mix and sort of building those layers. And then when you even take it deeper to where you have the nieces and nephews, this is so incredible. And Daisy, I think that when you're wondering about that ability to argue, and I'm speaking specifically to Lawson and Brennan, or your ability for empathy, Allison and Lila, poise and grace, Kimberly and Randolph, it's really one of those things that really helps build all the facets of a character that has made you the special person that you are. And then when you start to add in the things like the great-grandparents, one of the things in Judaism that we deeply believe is that connection to those who went way before us, those ones that got us all the way here from lands very far away. And having that connection, and Daisy, thinking about those things that are within you is something that is incredibly important. And then you have teachers like the rabbi. And Rabbi, thank you so much for everything that you did to get Daisy to this point and everything that you built into her. And really, last and certainly far from least is Heidi. Here, come here. Heidi really is this driving force that has done so wonderful and created this wonderful event, but this is sort of a microcosm of what you are as a person, Daisy. And not only is Heidi the chopstick tire and the one who put all the herbs in the sachets, it is one of these things where it is a rock, and again, that piece of foundation that makes you very special, Daisy. And we are very lucky to have you, and you are, of course, very lucky to have these people. So what about Daisy? Daisy, kind of taking off her and letting you guys know what she's about. She is somebody who is incredibly smart, incredibly argumentative, incredibly inquisitive and curious, and she is unrelenting in her pursuits, whether it be the riding of horses or even what's happened tonight. So as we look at sort of this event and everything that is within it, remember the layers and the striations and the facets that are Daisy, the parts that have made her who she is and therefore reflected out into this bat mitzvah that we're all so blessed to be a part of. So thank you so much for being here. And Daisy, thank you so much for all you've done for me and for everyone in our family.
Okay, so I'm just going to say a few words. And first of all, I want to thank Rabbi. This was such a beautiful, unique service. It's very unlike anything I've ever seen before. And Daisy and the Rabbi wrote it all together independently. And I'm very, very grateful. Every child gets special attention here from Rabbi John. And we're really lucky. And I want to thank our parents for coming tonight, and for all the help that they've given us, and our family who have traveled from so far away to be here. Thank you. You gave us your 3-day weekend, and I know that that's a big deal, and we are very grateful. And sweet Gregory, who is just the greatest dad ever, and so much fun, and so supportive of Daisy and of Tobias and of me. And Daisy, you can come over here. I'll be quick, but I do want to say that I'm very proud of you. You've worked so hard to get to this point. I know it wasn't always easy, and that Dad and I were very strict and demanding. Gregory called me a rock. I think I was kind of the rock that pounds you in the head. But you did it, and you are very sensitive and creative and so intelligent, and you're driven and fiercely independent. You always have been. And it's those qualities that have made you such a great student and such an incredible and beautiful horseback rider, a brave horsewoman. And I've loved raising you and watching you grow strong. I have enjoyed every moment that we've shared together horseback riding, our adventures. And I think that there are a lot of lessons to be learned in horseback riding besides just the lessons you learned from Katie and Reagan in the arena. And I hope that you learn them. And I've listed out just a few of them, and I'll say them quickly. Plan ahead and look where you're going, and aim high. Know your stride and be ready to adjust when necessary. Stick to what you decide and have faith in your own decisions. Find your balance and stay there even when everything around you, and then everything around you will fall into place. And life is full of kindness. Be gentle to your horse and kind, and to your partners and friends. Their needs have to come first, and you have to be there for them. It's a precious partnership. And when you fall, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, understand the mistakes that you made that caused you to fall, and then get back on the horse and go. And Daisy, someday I may need a leg up when I'm 80, and so I hope you'll keep taking lessons and writing and following all the lessons that Rizzy teaches you. And I have a toast for Daisy, even though none of us have cocktails yet. And may all of your falls be gentle and all of your mistakes small. And may you learn to walk in balance and fly over any obstacle in your path. I love you, sweet girl.
So I'm guessing Gregory didn't get to talk much at his bar mitzvah because he made up for it today. And that maybe Jeffrey got to speak a little bit at his bar mitzvah. Is that what happened? Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Everybody's going to get a chance to say what they want to Daisy. Soon we're going to finish our service. First, as I said, I'm going to ask you please to rise for a moment as I get a moment to bless Daisy in front of the ark. Blessing, I'll give to the rest of the congregation too soon. But for you, may God bless you. May God protect you. May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God's face, or may everyone's face, always be lifted up to you. And may you be granted shalom, peace. Come here. Thank you. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. And it says announcements, but there are no real announcements for this part, if that's okay. We are, you know the announcements that you've all been invited to join us afterwards in celebration, and I'll explain what happens next. But in every service where we have joy, we also remember those who went before us. At the end of every service, in a Jewish worship service, we also remember those who had come before us. And I am sad to report, I think I have this here somewhere. Well, if I don't have it here, then I'm going to let it go. I have to let it go. I don't see it here. This is a poem that was written in Hebrew. In English, we say, "There are stars up above, so far away, we only see their light long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with the people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the light that guides us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. The loved ones whose memory is a blessing to Daisy's family include Bob Thompson, Isabel Riley, Charles Riley, Betty Phillips, Leonard Phillips, Ruth Kallenberg, and Bernard Kallenberg. I invite you to please rise for the Mourner's Kaddish, which is found on page 15. The Kaddish is a prayer that's said in Aramaic, ironically, because that was the language everybody spoke at the time it was written. We think of it as a Mourner's Kaddish, but all it does is praise God. You're welcome to read the English out loud on the bottom of the page, or join with me. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chaye chon u'v'yom echon, u'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehe shemei Rabbah mavarach le'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha brichu. Le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. We have one other thing. The sachet that you have that Heidi so lovingly tied together. Don't smell it yet. Let me tell you what it is that we're going to be doing now. I'm inviting up, who are we taking for this part? Cousins are going to come up soon, but we're picking a few at a time. So first we need Razi and Alex, and I'm going to do this, and you'll understand why in a moment. At the end of Shabbat, 1, 2, 3. At the end of Shabbat, we have a ceremony that separates the holy from the ordinary. All during Shabbat, you're not supposed to work. What we did just now was not work. I promise, it wasn't work. So during Shabbat, we do not do any work, and now it's the first experience that we have, and we get to do our first work. We do this with a 4-part ceremony. There are 4 blessings to this. And let me explain. One is wine. It's a symbol of joy. And if you look on the back sheet, it shows you what the 4 parts are, what they mean, and in the parentheses it tells you what we're going to do with them. I'm going to be singing. You're going to be helping me sing the blessings, and these cousins are going to help me by holding up each thing as the blessing comes up. So you guys have this to remember what the order is, right? Hold that. You'll notice that it's a multi-wick candle. You'll notice we have wine. The thing that you have in your hands in the sachet is a special spices. Don't smell it until after we say the blessing. The descriptions in there tell you what you're supposed to be doing and why we're doing what we're doing. But we're going to sing these blessings so that everybody has a chance to participate. And it goes like this. Ya la 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 la. The words are easy. That's the French part. You can do it. Ya la 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 la. Again. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I don't hear you. Yeah, la 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 la. Somebody open up the wine and lift it up. Who's doing that? Alex, you said you were doing wine. Don't drink it, just lift it up and show it to everybody. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen borei pari hagafen. You can put it down. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Pick up the spices. Pick up your spices. Don't smell them until we finish the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'samim borei minei v'samim Smell those spices. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Now look at this candle, and you have to kind of stretch a little bit because you see what the description says. We have a multi-wick candle, which is significant. We're here today. All of our lights together make a brighter light than just one flame would. And we're supposed to do the first work that we have done all Shabbat. We couldn't light a fire before Shabbat was over. We're supposed to, after we say the blessing, take a look at the reflection of the light in our fingernails and the shadow that the light makes for us, and that will be our first symbol of work. After the blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei meorei ha'esh borei meorei ha'esh. Can you see your shadows? Everybody sing. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. This next part is the strangest part. You've noticed how many senses we're using so far? Now we take the wine that we blessed, but we didn't drink yet. The suspense is killing us, right, Alex? Yeah. And we take that wine and we say the last blessing. Who's turning on the lights? Turn off the lights, turn off the lights. Put it to number 2. The second one down, the second one down. Thank you. Second one. Second one, number 2. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Thank you. It's okay. We bump into the wall. That's what happens. No problem. In a second. We take the candle and we take the wine. And you may have noticed how many different senses we've used so far in trying to say goodbye to Shabbat. And we reluctantly say goodbye to Shabbat. And now we say the last blessing. And after we do, we drink from the wine and we put the candle out in the wine. Listen to the sound it makes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Listen. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Shavua tov, 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 Shavua tov. What did we just say? A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. And then we're going to say, Siman tov, u'mazel tov, u'mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, u'mazel tov, u'mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, u'mazel tov, u'mazel tov, siman tov, yehelanu. I need the other cousins who want to come up, please. Yehelanu, yehelanu, u'lechol Yisrael. Who turned on the lights before? Push the top button for me, sir. Yehelanu, yehelanu. Ooh, l'chol Yisrael. Everybody hold on to the bottom of this. Because we want to have a party now, and in order for us to do that, we have to bless the food. So hold on to this. Put your backs. Everybody look at the people out there. Hold this. Smile big. Hold on to the bottom. Come on, cousins. Put your hands on there. And get ready. Who's going to lead? Daisy. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz B'te'avon, everybody, grab some of that bread. Everybody, Mazel Tov, please join us in Lefkowitz Hall for a party. Come on.